أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وهو أحسن الخالقين لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Salamun alaikum, my very dear listeners. Welcome to this presentation of Purpose of Creation. Purpose as an insan, purpose as his Khalifa, as his representative in this life on earth. A question that asks for the road of guidance. Just like as we see any manufacturer of a thing, he makes that particular thing for a reason. Example, a car manufacturer makes a car so that it drives and not for it to sit in the garage. A builder builds a house too to be inhabited and not to stay haunted. Hence, the best person to be asking for the purpose of creation is the manufacturer. And here we have the creator who created us insan. This beautiful masterpiece in the entire of his creation. So well, he has explicitly announced in verse number 56 of Surah Zariyat, and created not I the jinn and the humans, but that they worship. So as we can see, the purpose is mentioned here to be worshipping him. It's not a part-time job for us insan, but it is the purpose. Okay, yani we have to be engaging ourselves 24/7 in his service, which means in his worship. So the purpose has been set, and he, the merciful Lord, who out of his mercy showed, or rather out of his mercy created us insan. So we as insan, as his Khalifa, are his representatives representing his mercy on this planet earth. He has equipped us with his software, that are his attributes, his qualities. They have been very perfectly installed within each one of us, programmed within us. So therefore, we need to explore, discover these attributes that come in the form of a nur, light, to the best of our potential and manifest through our actions and deeds. So basically, we human beings are on the journey of becoming humans. So it's human beings being humans. It's so beautiful, isn't it? A journey worthwhile, a tag, which means a +1 with every dawn to dusk, a 24/7 relationship, connection with him. He wanted himself to be known. As it said, he was a hidden treasure, and he wanted to announce that, and we are the outcome of his investment in us. When he has invested himself in us, the returns definitely need to be profitable. Let's try and have some deep thoughts on the word ibadah. The purpose, the goal of life, the mission of an insan. that prepares for our eternal joy. It's calling each one of us to be qualified as his abd. When we say ibadah, we try to understand it to be worship it as his abd through the channel of his ibadah. So if he has blessed me with a physical body, which means desire to eat, to procreate, to earn a living, if all these desires are met within the framework of his deen, then it's as simple as that I am in the state of ibadah. Can I lose my connection then with him? The fact that he has blessed us with so many abilities, which means those potentials, those abilities have a direction to reveal, and favors upon favors are being bestowed in this process. That's precisely why he is called the merciful Lord. He didn't just create us and left us on our own. So yes, we all are on a mission. A creation created with unlimited potentials, equipped with perfect tools, an objective, a goal very explicitly designed, announced, with 100% guidance provided. Hence, this life journey starts making sense. So when he says that it is the purpose to be worshipping him, is the purpose so that we become an abd as an outcome of our worship. Now by ibadah is meant that action, that amal, those deeds through which bandagi is manifested. So the purpose is to become an abd. Now abd cannot be understood as servant or slave. Why? Because a servant or a slave doesn't have a will of his own. So this is not then his kamal. His kamal is in out of one's choice to be worshipping God and to be discarding or separating himself from the taghut. So a banda has his choices and authority, and based on it opts for to be worshipping his Lord. That's the challenge. So you see, abdiyat is a connection, a superconductive link between him and his creator, whereby he out of his free will chooses to bow in front of his creator, and this connection needs to be preserved, needs to be strengthened, as a result of which a banda sees many developments taking place within him. So the more pure the quality of his bandagi, more closer he gets and strengthens this connection, and as a result of which there's zero resistance between him and his creator. His creator dictates and he is all ready to embrace it very happily. If you would like to try to understand this through a diagram, we can understand the sphere to be Allah. Yani Allah is all around us, and his compassion, his mercy, his faiz, his karam is surrounding, and these arrows that you can see are the arrows of his faiz coming towards us, insan. And how do we understand his faiz, his karam? Well, through the Holy Quran and his Ahlul Bayt, the holy household, alayhi salam. So this is a perfect guidance package given to us while we spend our life on this earth. So you see, on all sides we find ourselves encompassed with Allah's fairs and karam. But then, have we made ourselves capable of being so receptive? Can we contain His mercy in us? So that's the whole effort to be putting in by us insan. So let's quickly run back to all what was said, that we have a purpose of creation in this creation on this earth, and that is to be in His service as His representative, as His Khalifa. And all the guidance, all the equipments have been installed. His attributes, His sifats have been programmed within us. And in this journey, we need to be exploring this nur, this light, in the best of our potential and manifest it through our actions and deeds. So hence it's a journey, it's a meaningful journey rather, which has a 24/7 relationship connection with Him. And remember, when it says ibadah, it doesn't mean just in the altar of worship, but best He can be discovered outside the altar to see the results in the altar. So He has invested Himself in us. The returns definitely need to be profitable. His mercy extends in providing to each one of us, equipping us with adequate tools, and not only leaving us to be using those tools by our own, but a perfect form of guidance provided through the Holy Quran and the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. With all this in hand, the life journey starts making sense. Why? Because insan is now on the road of discovering himself with each dawn. And he has his creator on the other side, waiting to be buying these actions of ours. In this process, the me, my wujud, starts getting elevated. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gets access within us when the Taghut is denied entry. So we can derive two concepts from the term banda. Number one, not that insan's choices and authority get taken away and he's left with no choice but to bow in front of his creator. And the second concept is that abdiyat is a connection. It's a superconducting link where the banda is seen bow down in front of his creator and a life connection begins. And the outcome of staying connected leads to great many changes within the insan, so much so that he is not seen doing things, but that the divine commands through him get in action. This active link between banda and God gets signified. So more the upgrading in the quality of bandagi, more stronger this connection becomes. Such high quality of sincerity in the bandagi can be found in our Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and our A'imma alayhi salam. Their proximity to Allah was the result of their refined bandagi. So you see, the quality of this connection between insan and his creator is directly proportionate to the quality of insan's bandagi. Through this connection starts flowing the divine energy towards insan, as we saw in the diagram. So you see, hence bandagi is not a part-time job or not slavery, but instead a connection wherein zero resistance can be found. Through improving the quality of bandagi, the resistance get reduced. In surah number 4, that is Surah Nisa, ayat number, verse number 126, says, وَلِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ مُحِيطٍ. And whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth is Allah's, and Allah encompasses all things. Yes, Allah encompasses all things, His entire creation. So as we understood from the diagram, that insan is in the center and all around is Allah's faiz, His benevolence, His karam, His blessings, all these arrows coming towards insan. But the question here is that, is insan ready? Has he prepared himself to receive his faiz, his karam? How welcoming is he towards the Holy Quran and the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam? How compatible rather is he with the Ahlul Bayt? So moving further, well, some concepts and characteristics required in every insan to make his action an act of worship, which we can call input, because at the end of the day, he should be the recipient of his faiz, right? The insan should make it very clear to himself that this dunya is not his permanent residence. This is the very first concept that should be well grounded in each insan. He has been created for another realm. Therefore, with this concept in mind, all his actions automatically would want to get transformed from this realm mulk to the higher realm, to the malakut, the journey ahead. Then insan will not work only for this world. If insan doesn't understand this concept or ignores it, then his actions stay back, sadly. Unfortunately, the formal worship ibadat is seen by most of us done for this mulk only. So none of my amals for here, and neither expecting any reward here. These are some of the basic concepts that need to be understood. We can see dunya being defined in Surah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is Surah number 47 in verse number 36. Life of this world is only idle sport and play. So the rules are decided by Allah. If one takes the law, the divine law, in its own hands, he can never achieve the desired results. Yes, that's the Qanun. And the second concept is that in Allah's hands is the making and destroying, disintegrating the results of insan's actions. It's the divine law that decides the results, and no one can take this in their hands. Free will does not mean that what I feel like and also have the result as per my wish. Moving further, thereafter comes the qualities and characteristics which embellishes or adorns any act, thus increasing the value of that particular action done. And they are A. Bandagi, B. Taqwa, C. Dhuhad. An abd will strive to intensify, strengthen these three qualities in him. With abdiyat on the rise, which means gaining more and more proximity towards Allah, his small actions get elevated automatically. Example, it will be that same 4 rakat namaz, but first its value in the eyes of Allah was less, and now with these qualities in the insan, it gets a bigger price tag, a heavy price tag. So with his potentials, it's all about the potentials. How successful was I in exhausting the potentials within me? And then manifesting his attributes through these potentials, right? So with his potentials bestowed, with his marifat, insan upgraded himself. An upgraded insan's action is definitely priced high. Hence, all efforts should be directed inwards in making the soul a priceless jewel. Unfortunately, we always have directed our max efforts on the action itself and not on its prerequisites. So, this was the input, very logical, and then the output. What does insan gain? He has developed so much from within and gets qurbat, is blessed with qurbat and wilayat of Allah. Proximity gained and Allah becomes insan's wali. Wow. So a very simple and straightforward prescription of life. Stick to the path of guidance shown and see the wonders taking place within you. On the flip side, when insan lives a life of sins, which means gets deviated from the right path, distracts himself from the temporary pleasures due to which 1,001 problems like depression, frustration start taking birth. It's pathetic, isn't it, when problems are self-created and then the same very insan calls for seminars and conferences to be discussing how to get rid of these problems. And the best part is that we find nowhere in the Holy Quran such discussions taking place or highlighting these issues of mental disorders, when this is so very much in our society. So much an in topic of discussion within us. When he has very explicitly said in Surah number 2, that is Surah Baqarah, verse number 38, that whoever follows my guidance, no fear shall come upon them, nor shall they grieve. So we can sum up the input to be all the hard work in uplifting the soul, making the soul a jewel, and the nafs to get more and more refined, and not the actions, so to speak. Yes, and it's an automatic reaction seen on one's amal then. With all the hard work pumped in to make one's batin beautiful, the output results in qurbate and wilayate ilahi. Allah makes such an insan as his wali. So you see, essentially, we should be having the spirit of Quran and Ahlul Bayt in us, so as to understand the guidance they have to be offering us, and ask ourselves, okay, what's the idea behind adopting the lifestyle which Deen has to offer us, which my religion has to offer me? What role does Deen have in developing my intellect, and what kind of an approach should I be adopting towards living this life? So without this basic knowledge, I will not be able to improvise the quality of my worship. Don't I land up each day with with my worship in this world only, to be restricted in this world, in the boundaries of this world? What use is it then that I am not deeni in my deen? I was worshipping for this dunya. Was I not supposed to live a life of an abd so that a connection would develop with the source of infinite energy and beauty? Was I not supposed to be developing that connection with the ultimate source, the ultimate reality? As a result of which the energy would just flow towards me? A logical question indeed, yes? We depend 100% on amal. Amal on its own can prove to be nothing. See, we have the munafiqs who pray 5 times. The killers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam were regular in their prayers. Azan was called during the reign of Bani Umayyah too. So it's not the action that's important to Allah. It's the marifat and the iman through which this action has taken place. So the quality of the soul needs to excel through marifat and iman. That can bring about a good quality of amal. So we can understand this through this spiral diagram, that on the basis or on the foundation of marifat is strengthened your iman and amal-e-saleh. And in turn this amal-e-saleh strengthens your iman, which again the amal done through this upgraded iman gets upgraded itself. It's so directly proportional. And marifat, how does marifat come? Marifat comes with your observation, your focus, your good intent, your concentration. Sadly, what our belief system has taught us is concentrate just on your action. We jump directly on to the amal, hence leaving us with emptiness. No reformation within me, no reformation outside me, no reformation in my community. So you see, with so many salats and som, where do I stand? Is a question each one of us needs to be asking. And Surah Dhariyat said that it was the purpose, but we restricted the ibadah to be in the action, whereas it was supposed to be on the foundation of marifat and iman, that spiral elevation. So, O insan, you are exclusive in this entire creation. He was a hidden treasure and he chose you so that he may be known. Wow, so beautiful. Inshallah, with this prayer, that may we all be able to carry our iman safely to the hereafter. Ameen. Wassalam alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Ya Fatima, نبض الحق الكامن في عمق الوجدان، يا ثار العشق الساكن آيات القرآن، يا نبض الحق الكامن في عمق الوجدان، يا ثار العشق الساكن آيات القرآن، يا قلبا كلمه الله، يا روحا أنست لقيا، يا قلبا كلمه الله، يا روحا أنست لقيا. هل يدري العالم من أنت؟ من أي الأفلاك أتيت؟ هل يدري العالم من أنت؟ من أي الأفلاك أتيت؟ يا نبرة وحي الجبار في قلب محمد، تستودع كل الأسرار وعلي يشهد. يا نبرة وحي الجبار في قلب محمد، تستودع كل الأسرار وعلي يشهد. يا نور الله، يا سر الله، يا نور الله، يا سر الله، يا سجدة كل الأكوان. علي العاصف يرضي كل الأبطال، يا نحر حسين النازف في صحراء ورمال، يا عزم علي العاصف يرضي كل الأبطال، يا نحر حسين النازف في صحراء ورمال، يا ثورة نور وحياة معراج دعاء وصلاة، يا ثورة نور وحياة معراج دعاء وصلاة، يا شمسا تهدي البشرية لحياة القرب الأبدية، يا شمسا تهدي البشرية لحياة القرب الأبدي، يا قبلة عزم الأحرار في قلب محمد، تلهمنا كل الإصرار وعلي يشهد. يا قبلة عزم الأحرار في قلب محمد، تلهمنا كل الإصرار وعلي يشهد.